What are your values? In my last video, I talked about triggers and how your triggers typically tell you what your values are, if you didn't know already. But in general, if you ever also just want to know like what somebody's values are, watch their patterns. People live through patterns. They live, breathe it. Like, that is just human nature. We are habitual creatures, and most of the time, somebody's actions, especially if you've been around them for a long time, will tell you kind of what's going to happen in the future. It's not really a matter of they'll change, they'll do this, they'll do that. It's a matter of people will always tell on themselves. They'll tell on themselves by the way they react. They'll tell on themselves by the way they spend their money, the way they engage with you versus other people. People will always tell on themselves in the way of how they show up in their actions. And when they say actions speak louder than words, it's true. It should really be patterns speak louder than words, because we are so unconscious majority of the days that most people don't even realize what they're doing and that they're showing you who they truly are. And truthfully, we can all change at any second. We can all change at any moment. We can change our thoughts. We can change how we show up. We can change who we are at any moment. But if you want to know how somebody is, just believe them. Believe their actions. Believe their patterns. Believe what they say. And if what they say doesn't line up with their patterns, believe their patterns. And then weeks go down, or weeks go by, months go by, and their patterns are still the same way, that is literally that. Like, it's just there. And that's something that I have realized, and that could be in relationships, friendships. It doesn't matter where. Even within yourself. It's like the book Atomic Habits. It's just creating new habits for yourself, to create new patterns for yourself. That's all this whole life is. It's like our whole life is dictated by the patterns. And so watch your patterns. Maybe have a couple days where you have like every little thing you do, you keep track of. See how you're showing up. Because it's also unfair to be like, oh, this person's never going to change. This person's always that way. They're always going to be that way. But then you don't have any self-awareness and look at your patterns and how you're showing up. And maybe you're showing up in a way that is not serving you or the people that you're surrounded by. But that is really it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow my Instagram. I do have a weekly newsletter out. So if you want to subscribe to that, I will send out my little thoughts every week, more in details